Hey everybody. I wanted to voice my opinion about this job market, about the government shutdown, and just how everything's going to has been with the job market, how people are putting their job applications and really are not getting where they want to be in this job market, and it's going crazy. This is going haywire. I've been writing lists of things that I want to do with my financial future, and just overall, like writing down, like I'm going back to the old days. People, I don't even give a damn. People have been like talking about like emailing people, and I'm like looking at different numbers. I'm gonna call people because you don't get a chance to really know a person until you actually hear that person's voice. And I hate how nowadays, because people have done so many things robotically, even like going to the grocery store, the checkout lines are different. People are just speeding through this week, and he was nice enough to help pay for something that I couldn't pay for, and I was about to put it back, and then he went ahead and paid it for me. I'm like, because prices are outrageous, okay? And not to mention, we live in a world that just despises like so many different things. And I am just so to the point where I'm just like fed up with every little thing. And I'm not trying to get angry, but this society that we live in is ruthless, cold hearted, selfish people. And so I knew that I had to make a video about this because of the fact that jobs are not where they need to be. People who are graduating from college, this is why I signed up to talk to a career coach, and he told me to go ahead and look for a job and not go back and get another degree and finish that off later on, because like I really didn't need my bachelor's degree and it was going to spend up more money. And so, but I keep thinking about how bad the job market is, and but I'm like setting up consultations and speaking with like virtual assistant positions and contact moderator positions and transcriptionist positions. Like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure I got this job. And then my last resort is working as a caregiver for my mom. But overall, I'm like, this is ridiculous. This job market has just been so crazy. And I was working on with this other company because they interviewed me, and then they told me about this test, but like it's a travel agency. But the only thing about that is like the exam I heard is really hard. You have to score 100%, and you have to take it 3 different times. And I was like looking over the test to see how you pass it and things like that. What I really do like about AI now is Chat GBT. It is a very great website to help with narrowing down my job search, kind of ideally. Because, like, when you Google stuff online, there's so much skepticism online that I just be like, whatever. Like, I don't even want to sort through all of that. It's just too much garbage online. And there's just, now I don't have a lot of time. And like I said, narrow down your job search, people. Like, if you really are going through that right now, narrow it down, because like this day and age, it's just gotten ridiculous. Not to mention, I don't have a lot of time as it is. People be inboxing me on Facebook, making it seem like I have a lot of time when I don't. And I have to really like go down and see like what do I need to do and things like that. I told my friend of all the things that I needed done to like, as far as to like the things that I really need help with, and wrote a whole list of things down. But, ideally, I just knew that I had to write down whatever I could do and post it online, and just write everything that I needed done so that I could have a bigger picture of what needs to be done, and, kind of like a checklist of things that I need done. And so, it helps beat off the stress. Oh yeah. And another thing is, I normally don't do this, but I went over in this area. It's called Reed Boulevard, but they have like this whole like it's almost like a plaza area, but they have it to where they have dermatologists, they have optometrists there. Didn't realize they had an optometrist over there. They also have therapy over there. I'm gonna have to set up a time to speak with a therapist over there. It's got a lot of different businesses in there, and I was just like, wow. I just knew that I had to schedule all these appointments because my son needed to go see a dermatologist, and then I needed to get some other things done with therapy because I have had a lot of trauma in my past, so I knew I had to do that. But I just had all these things that I had to do this week, went by there. And so that was my plans. Like my holidays, I didn't even really think about this year too much just because I had already had so much that I already was thinking about financially, and just like think about like with the government shut down and food stamps, and just like people are really getting down, frustrated. Like, I have never seen so many people who really just aren't able to get the things that they need. And this is where people are going to start doing some stupid shit, because it's just like, they're not, the Republican Party is really not helping the Democratic Party. And I was just talking to my neighbor about this, but like, it's just gotten bad. And things are just really making me upset, because I'm like, how is it that people are working so hard to earn a living, and over there, I'll show it to you later on. People are making they are doing so many things that are really challenging. I mean, people are dealing with so much right now that it is hard for people to even, grasp the idea of having to deal with much more. And this creates anxiety for people, and I'm a Christian believer. Trust and believe. I'm a Christian believer, but this world of inflation, this world of democracy, the most capitalist nation in the world, we should be building a good, safe community for other people. But the problem is the school systems, and not to mention We have a world full of people who are self-centered, egotistical, people who only put themselves as number one. And so, how in the right mind can we keep on dealing with the same issues that come up every single day? This is mind blowing to me. This is mind blowing to me because, especially with single parents who have to afford for things for their kids, like I have so many things that I have to buy for my son, and it's just ridiculous. Like my son's father, he refused to sign legal paperwork. And so I'm in my head like, this is just gone ballistic for me. Like I've never seen things get so hard and intimidating for people until I saw this year. When Donald Trump had made a statement saying that he was going to fight for the American people, when did this all come to play when he was going to help the American people, to build up the American people so that it wasn't going to fall down as much as it did? This year has been one of the most heartbreaking years for people. People have gotten killed. People are doing some stupid stuff. Like there's never been so much armed robbery and killing and shooting. This has been one of the hardest years for people to build up their finances. And even people that are graduating from college, I can only imagine the amount of debt that they have to go through just to look for a simple job so that they can provide for their own damn family. Nonetheless, we need everybody needs some type of companionship or somebody to be there for them. And we're over here trying to fight wars and mayhem and dealing with our finances. I don't think anybody can deal with much more. Mental health is going to increase even more. Statistically, mental health has been staggering over the last decades because there's so many things that are going on in America that America is going to, where we are doomed to fail if things aren't going to change. Change is an inevitable thing. And if this economy does not change, we're going to have more than just war. We're going to have things that just, people are just going to be more than just upset. There's going to be violence. There's going to be things that happen. And, I told my pastor the other day, last week, I said, these are times when people want to, as Christians, we're supposed to be trusting in God, but people are losing their minds trying to deal with what they can because things are not getting any better. People need jobs, people need money, people need things to survive. And if Donald Trump isn't doing what he says he's going to do, something is going to happen. And I can only imagine how far anybody else can take and how to handle these situations, because our kids are needing us. Our kids are needing us more than ever before, because this world that we are living in, it's not safe for our kids to live in. It's poor. There's so many different things that I feel that I know that my son needs. And, without a doubt in my mind, I'm going to fight for whatever is right. At the same time, I know that unless we speak about what's going on or take action with these things that keep happening, things are going to repeat itself over and over again. Just like history, it repeats itself if changes don't begin to happen.